What's going on, guys? Welcome to a special edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. I'm your host. I'm Notorious when I am Dom. I'm here with my man, the Dominican Dream, Papi Platano. And today we have a special guest. We have my man, Christopher Annino. Y'all might not know him, but he is Pitbull number 3. Chris, Pitbull number 3, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yo, guys, I'm so happy to be home. It's been a long road trip. I've been going around the nation, breaking necks and cashing checks.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love being home here, man. We're in New London here. It's a great place. Thank you for having me on this beautiful show.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so I happened to be on Facebook strolling, and I seen the New London Strong and the Groton Strong, and it said local wrestler from Groton went to Mitchell College.
Yeah.
He just became Pitbull number 3. I said, what? So I called my man Dream real quick. I said, I got to meet this guy. I got to get him on the show.
Yeah, I remember you getting all excited.
Yeah,
and you
I'm
were
like, I
just
gotta
like,
see.
yo, hey, yo, we got to talk to this guy. He's local, and let's go give it a shot.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing that, man. It means a lot. And shout out to Heidi for writing that article. I think it was on a thing called Patch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Patch. So the people from Patch, Groton, I believe, thank you so much for doing that. That was really nice. It's nice to be home. Really is. And yeah, went to Mitchell College. And I was a graduate of Fitch High School. Definitely from Groton, but I was originally from Westerly, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And there's a reason why I'm saying all this to you. We're going to have a test afterwards. No, but there's a reason why. And the position I recently was given, and it was a very long process. In fact, I was trained prior as a professional wrestler, and a gentleman named Chris Blackheart. He is a Kowalski guy. He was trained by Kowalski. He originally trained me, and a woman, actually, her name was Susan Tex Green, NWA legend. This really happened. She went against Moolah one day. You know how Moolah has that 50-year streak or God knows what?
Yeah.
She beat her up and took her title in a shoot. And you can look it up. Susan Tex Green beat up Moolah, and that's the person who trained me. And she was trained by a guy named Danny Hodge. He was an Olympian. So she knew, like, strong style, and she was a shooter, legit shooter. So, and she was trained by a guy named, it's Tully Blanchard's father, so I think it was Joe Blanchard.
Joe Blanchard, yep.
Yes, Joe Blanchard.
So she was trained by Joe Blanchard. So I got to have a different variety of knowledge. And then 2016, my body just quit on me, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I just had my final match then, and I never thought I would do wrestling again. But in 2014, I did a world record, and when I did the world record, when I pulled the SUV for a mile for the Terry Browder Breast Cancer Foundation at Ocean Beach, Gary had friended me then, but he only started talking to me at the age of 36. There's a reason I mentioned 36, and there's a reason why I'm mentioning Westerly. Well, as you know, the Pitbulls folded or discontinued. It's a better way of saying it. Discontinued in 2003. 2003 is when I graduated Fitch Senior High School. Anthony passed away in 2003. He passed away in Westerly, Rhode Island, where I grew up. Gary started speaking to me at the age of 36. Anthony was 36 when he passed away.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's full circle stuff.
And I'm telling you all this for a reason, because there's a lot of similarities with me and Anthony. I've been speaking to his family. But again, it was a whole process in order for me to be this. Again, they were one of my favorite tag teams. So it's almost like if the Rolling Stones comes up to you, I'm not saying you're a Rolling Stones fan. Let's use the band Kiss. Okay, say you're a Kiss fan. Okay, and Paul Stanley's like, I want you to replace Ace Frehley. It's a big deal if you're a Kiss fan.
You're definitely going to do it, though.
You will, but it's like
That's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, I mean, plus you got to do it the right way. Kiss, in my opinion, the band Kiss did it the wrong way, and they just threw Thayer in there and be like, okay, well, you're in. without really kind of, it wasn't the right way. So that's why I wanted to do this the right way, because as a fan's perspective, I didn't want to be a Curly Joe, because when Curly I think passed away from the Three Stooges, they put Curly Joe in, and it was like, like
You didn't want to be basically a fill-in. You want to be what's the tag? Like you want to be the Leaf Cassidy of the Rockers. You want.
God, that's a good point.
You don't want to be that.
I totally forgot about Leaf.
Yeah. They always say when someone's being replaced, you never want to be less than. You want to be equal to or better than.
Or just even different. I mean, I think
different is good too.
Anthony and I have dealt with similar issues personally, and we are very similar physically. From what Gary told me, and I don't know if it's true, because obviously I've never gotten to meet him. I really wanted to meet him. I think I'm a little bit taller and bigger than Anthony by like maybe 20 pounds and an inch or something like that. So that's the only thing I think that's a little bit different than us, but everything else is pretty much the same. Anthony was a very good person that meant well, but, if you crossed him, ooh, Italian temper, man. So, but, and I've unfortunately, I'm able to maintain my temper, but he was able to obviously control it and put it into another way with his pro wrestling. And honestly, I've heard from everyone he was a nice man, a kind man, and he took care of his friends. But if you crossed him, wasn't good. So we have that similarity. It's just one of those. It's like a trust thing, I guess. Because in wrestling, you have to trust people with your life.
Yes.
And so like someone like Draws, this was an accident, absolutely. But when Draws went paralyzed, it was a simple move. And even Gary, for instance, Gary broke his neck, and it's in his book here.
Didn't like Shane Douglas like grab him by the collar he had on, something like that? Was it Shane Douglas?
I think it was an actual. You know what it was? So this is an interesting thing. They're shooting a documentary right now on the Pitbulls, and what happened was they were at a signing, Shane and Gary, and the person that was doing the interviews, I think it was Danielle Conti. She's a local actress. She was doing the interview. Nobody briefed her about the whole broken neck thing.
Oh boy.
So they had the two of them together talking. She was like, "So didn't you break your neck?" to Shade, to Gary, and Gary's like, and then they've never spoken about it with each other since. So what we found out was Gary thought he was going to go for a different move, and he took the bump wrong. And it wasn't Shane's fault. For years, Shane had a very, he felt horrible about it. Shane's a nice guy. Shane's an amazing person. And a lot of the ECW guys that I met, pretty much all of them, have been very supportive of this. I got to wrestle at the ECW arena 3 times.
Nice.
Yeah, still want to go that.
Well, let me rephrase that. I managed twice, and I wrestled once. But it was great to work there, man, and just to meet Nunzio, Rob Van Dam, in the dressing room, dude, and talking to him. It was weird because I was at one, right, and I think it was Icons of Pro Wrestling, and Gary was like, "All right, you're gonna walk me out, and you're gonna walk me out with this flag." So we got a special flag with Anthony on it, and our vest that we have the number 2 here. So he's always with us. So he says, the first time he said, "All right, you're going to walk out, you're going to have the flag, and you're just going to hand me the flag, and you're going to walk out." I'm like, "Okay, you got it?" And he kept messing with me the whole time to put pressure on. And I was sweating. I'm like, "Give him the flag, walk out. Give him the flag, walk out." Really, the second time we had a chance to do it, which was the next year, all right, you're going to go in the ring. You're going to go against the Baldies. Blah, blah, blah. So he was able to work me in the match. I threw him the thing. He went for the hit, win, awesome. And he did a tribute to Terry Funk where he took the ladder and he spun it around like Terry used to do, and he knocked the Baldies out one by one. And Angel Baldy, the Angel from the Baldies, he hit me with, I think he hit me with a beer can, and he hit me with the flag before that, and then he threw beer on me. So it was almost like I got baptized finally in the thing. But enjoyed it very much, man. And then this last show, I was actually able to wrestle, so that was cool. I mean, but again, I just didn't want to disrespect ECW in any way, because it means a lot to me. ECW means a huge amount to me. I love Bam Bam Bigelow. He was one of my favorites. Oh, man. Mr. Curtis, I liked him.
Curtis Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Great big man. 911.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come out there choke slamming everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you just needed one move. That's it. That's it. And the triple threat that Shane Douglas had was so perfect. Beautiful faction. Chris Candido was in that. Missy Hyatt's phenomenal. I became real good friends. Me and my manager, who's here today, Marsha, we became very good friends with Missy Hyatt. She's going to be coming to our wedding. I think she's going to be a bridesmaid, right? Yeah, so
Nice.
Angel Orsini.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Angel
Congratulations.
Orsini. Francine is very nice to me. They're all good. And again, I was apprehensive of meeting all these people.
How was New Jack? Did you meet him?
I met Jerome once. He was nice to me.
Yeah.
But I was scared. And so the weird thing is when me and Gary meet all these people, they think I'm Anthony.
Oh man.
And so, like, I met the New Age Outlaws, and I'm like, oh, my God, it's the New Age Outlaws. And Gary's like, don't mark out. Jesus. Stop acting like a fan, for crying out loud. I don't take photos of these people. So I'm like, okay, I'll be cool. So he's like, oh, yeah, Anthony, it's been a while. And I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, oh. So they thought I was him. And but I remember when I met Jasmine St. Clair, really nice lady. She thought I was Anthony as well. So I felt bad because I'm like, no, I'm not him. I was like, oh, okay. But and the Blue World Order, great people too. Oh man, Stevie Richards is a genius. He's an absolute genius, and he's a really kind human being. And Blue Meanie, man, I love Blue Meanie. Nova. Every single ECW guy I met is amazing. Tommy Dreamer, Raven. I can't thank Nunzio enough because this started as a trial. It's been a 2-year training trial. Like, Gary then started to train me, and he was like my worst enemy. We were in Florida, and Marsha could see this, and we were just going over splashes, right? He's like, do it again. And I'm like, all right. And I do it again. Do it again. You know that scene in Miracle where they're doing the suicides back and forth in the ice skate?
Yep.
Like, I'm not really much of a hockey person, but, I mean, first off, I know that's slippery, but, I know that's probably hard as hell, but doing it all night. So I had to do those 5 hours straight.
5 hours of splashes?
Straight, yeah. And then one day, like, it was like 10 minutes before class started, and I had to just make a quick phone call, and he bursts out screaming at me. He's like, get in here now. Why are you on your phone? I'm like, Gary, I had to do that. I don't care. And he's like, I had to do 1,000 Hindu squats.
Whew.
And, like, at first it didn't mean much because I got like 36-inch legs here. But the next day, I'm going to tell you something, man. I couldn't walk.
I bet.
I wanted to cut my legs off so I couldn't feel the pain. That's how bad it was. And I was in, and I'm still okay, but I was in really, really good cardio shape, and I couldn't handle it. And then he would nitpick after everything. So finally, the ironic thing is yesterday him and I were both on a podcast. He's going to come on your podcast. He said, "You do it first and I'll go at second, then I can fill people in what I did." I'm like, all right. So he's like, in the podcast, he finally admitted, he's like, "Yeah, I want to see if he broke, and he didn't do it." Kind of upset. So then he's like, and then the bastard went to the other. So then he's like, "Okay, you're good here. Why don't you go and train more at Boogie's?" So in my head, I'm like, I thought I did it. So I went to Jimmy Valiant's for maybe about 3 months to train. And he put me up. Gary hooked me up with this person who, I'm not going to mention their names, but their house was, this person had cats and never cleaned the cat litter box in a year. And then this person had a dog that had a bladder issue, so he's going to the bathroom everywhere, and a sugar glider. And they didn't clean the cage. So you had a mixture of 3 different animals, 3 different types of fecal smells, and urine. And I'm going to tell you something. I only went there to sleep, and that's it. I'll tell you one thing. I dropped 50 pounds because I was out on the track, going outside every day.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy had me as an official honorary graduate because I already was trained, and he made me an instructor at the Boogie's wrestling camp in Shawsville, Virginia. And there's another gimmick I do called Chris Valiant. I always had this Rescue 911 gimmick where I did a firefighter gimmick because I was a former firefighter. But he said, I'll let you use my name, Chris Valiant. Chris Valiant. So, and he was very helpful. He was the most philosophical person. He was able to get me mentally tough, and work the psychology more. His ring is purposely like 11 foot by 11 foot. Your standard ring is usually a 16 by 16 or an 18 by 18.
So he's basically gotten you in a phone booth, making you think all right,
It's
I
making
gotta
you
move
think,
this.
but also focus on the holds.
Okay.
Actual real wrestling. There's one person that's there, and unfortunately she had breast cancer recently. Really nice person. Her name is Sasaki. Sasaki taught me how to give the ultimate belly-to-belly suplex. One powerful person, and she's half my size, but she's so dedicated there, and she's so dedicated to the craft. There's a guy named Koga. He was an actual martial artist, but he's one of their best students. Guy named Mike Mars. Mike Mars had a really potential push to go to WWE. He's the head trainer there. And all of them acted as a collaborative to help me. And I'm very thankful for what they did. And Jimmy, too. And, I think they also knew the living situation, too. And they felt bad. Because I'll be honest, I would go to training because they would train once a week. So that's why I was there for 3 months. So I trained for once a week on a Saturday. They would do a show, and we would train first, then we'd do a show that same day at the camp. They would see my legs, and they would be markings on it, fleas were biting them. That's how bad it was.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then I finally left, came back home, then I started getting bookings, and lo and behold, things got a little bit better, and I kept wondering in the back of my head, am I ever going to be even in the Pitbulls, or was it a lie? No. So what he was doing was, he wanted me to earn it, and he kept saying, "Did you read the book yet? Did you read the book yet?" I had bought it, and I'm like, yeah, I read it, whatever. Well, I did scan through, I didn't lie, but There's a whole chapter dedicated to me in the book. So Pitbulls Unleashed is the name of the book. And, Gary's gone through 40 years of just survival. It talks about how he was able to have a career after a broken neck. Talks about a lot of things. And, coming full circle, this is a great thing. And it's a way, like you said, the coming full circle thing's special because I think he now has closure. When Anthony died, Gary's not an emotional person. But he did kind of break a podcast ago and say, destroyed him. That was his best friend. His business partner.
Yeah.
And he's a tag team guy. So it's like, what's he going to do? But anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to go on that rant.
No, that's all good. So it seemed like you're like Gary's son, basically. He's, showing you the, tough love in the ring and whatnot.
Well, more like an uncle, because, God, man, I'll tell you something. He was just, like, brutal.
Yeah?
Every day there was just drills I would never even do, and he's just like, do it again. You messed up. Like, even a small thing, like top wrist lock, he's like, that sucked, dude. You messed up on that. What the hell? Because that was the old way of doing things. And I was aware of the old way of doing things because when I started, we got a lot of old school Kowalski guys, but the old way was they beat the dog out of you, and if you lasted, then they'd train you. So, I don't know. I was too stupid enough to stay, so I guess that's the deal.
Well, you took a liking and you stuck with it, so you're good.
I don't know, man. Every day. One day, if I said I was going to give up on you, and you finally did that one move, we're okay now. But God, no.
I gotta ask though, do you think the old school way of training guys, not to beat them to death, but show them a little tough love, make them go to the ropes a lot harder than just, hey, here you go, you train for a few months, you're ready. When in all reality, they know they're not ready.
Best way I can answer that question is this: I had a match last week. And I had two guys that were green. They're always putting me in triple threats. It's either triple threats or some sort of a weird, it's going to be a 6-way scramble. Why?
Oh, my God.
I'm always in these weird matches. Never like, okay, you're just going to have a normal match. Just you against another dude. Anyway, so they had me in a triple threat match. Usually I'm okay with them. Usually I'm all right with them. And I thought with these ingredients I'd be okay. Okay? It's Taco Bell ingredients. Not this day. So I go against this dude who's just as a clown. Great. But the problem with this guy is he thinks he's his character. Hence, he's very entitled.
Oh, boy.
He's not realistic. So he's about maybe $180. I don't know. So the bell rings. And he's just doing this thing where he's doing this and doing this. And I'm like, okay. Whatever. And I just go, boom, 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 boom. All right, screw it. Now, these new ones that are out there, they want to memorize the whole match. I said, listen, this is what's going to happen. 3 spots. Boom, boom. That's it. Okay? And if that doesn't happen, we're going to do something else. But listen in the ring. Just listen. Not today. Not that day. No. So he went and did a spot where he thought it'd be cute to take a bat. He's never done this before. Take the butt end of a bat and hit me in the head.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not the time to try things.
No.
So I tried something I normally don't try. And I punched him in the rib, and apparently I bruised his ribs. I think I cracked one. I don't care. And that's the problem. To answer your question, some of these guys need to be trained better. Some of these guys need to be trained the right way. The old school way of weeding them out should be somewhat emphasized. I'm sorry. Because not everyone could be a baseball player.
Exactly.
I'm horrible at baseball. I'm scared of that thing. You know, not everyone can be a football player. Not everyone can be a soccer player. Okay. Well, if you want to live your dream, just get better. A dream means nothing. I guess, reflecting on it now, maybe that's why he wanted me to earn it so much. A dream means nothing if it's handed to you.
Totally agree.
Yeah, just occurred to me on that. So yes, to answer your question, yeah, that some parts of that need to happen. Now, did he ever hurt me when I was training? No, but it was more of a humbling period. Like I would splash my opponent, and he'd literally take the boot of his foot and kick me like this, like push me away. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you screwed up, whatever else. And afterwards he said, you didn't screw up. It was just I wanted you to think under pressure. I wanted you to perfect the splash, though, too. Right now, I'll tell you something. One of my finishers is now a diving splash from the second rope. So he was able to get, because for a while I just didn't do the splash. I didn't think it would be necessary. And plus, it feels awkward when I used to do it, and now I could do it and it's fun, easy.
You're doing a splash similar to like Big Bronson Reed, something like that, the tsunami.
I want it, well, a little bit beforehand, more like an Ernie the Cat Lad. I like how he would sprawl out and have a little more height to it. You know, simplistic, yes, but it looked devastating. Or even a King Kong Bundy. He does that thing where he whips the guy to the corner. He does that nice avalanche.
Yep.
I can't find anyone that will work with me on that. That sucks. And that's the other issue, too. Back in the day, from what Gary told me, you know, he'd be at the Monster Factory, and they would be willing to work with each other.
Yeah.
Now, when you're training, you go to a pro wrestling gym. I'm not going to mention where. I was like, hey, man, I want to go over some hip tosses. I don't want to take those. Manly men, right?
One thing I gotta say though, I read up on New Japan how they only give these guys maybe 1 or 2 moves throughout their match. I think that should be the new way of training these guys. You get 2 moves, and that's what you're gonna work until you perfect it.
Yeah, so that's the Malenko way. Malenko way mirrors that. Great Malenko, whose son is Dean Malenko and Jody Malenko, and
Boris?
Yeah, Boris is the Great Malenko.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the daughter. Deb Malenko. I've met all of them, very nice people, but they would perfect 1 move at a time. Who cares if it's a simple move? Perfect it. I've seen people do a hip toss and it looks crummy.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my God, clotheslines.
That's another move I see nowadays. I'm like, oh.
Well, like the clown guy who wanted to get smart and hit me with the butt of the bat. He tried to give somebody else a clothesline once in a different match, and he's like, why would you do that? Oh my God. I gave him, and I was nice to him in this match originally. I said, I give you 1 opening, just get on the second rope and just hit me like Hacksaw Jim Duggan would do. Like 1, 2, 3. Couldn't even do that. You could hear the kid in the front row. That's why I'll never air this match. He's like, hit him harder.
Oh my goodness.
If a 10-year-old kid is noticing that you don't know what you're doing, that guy should go back to training.
Absolutely.
So I said to him, no. And I'm the reason why he got booked on that show.
I want to see this match.
Dom, you really want to
I want to see this match.
I'll show you in private.
Yeah, please.
None of you are allowed to see. You're not allowed to record.
No, I will record.
Oh God. But no, I mean, the best advice Gary was giving me too was, and a guy named Broadway Joe, he was telling me, Broadway Joe's a real good mentor. He's a local guy too. I'll get him on your show. But he's hard. He's hard because he cares about the business. Because when he did it, when Gary did it, it was great. I mean, watch any match now. Watch an Arn Anderson match, an NWA match. Oh, dude, they're destroying it out there. They'll do a 20-minute Broadway, and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I already know what's going to happen. I can't watch it now. It's too. And look, I'm not going to deny anyone doing athletic skills, but here's the thing. I'm going to debug something for you. People are going to hate me for this. When was the last great drop kick done?
Orton or Okada?
Yeah.
Where?
I
mean, when? Sorry.
Oh, Orton still does it. He still does a drop kick.
Bob?
Randy.
Well,
Yeah.
doesn't count. He's from the old guard.
What about Okada?
He's still kind of the old guard in a way, because you got to think about he's a little bit older than we are.
Yeah. So it's like this. The trick with all these guys are doing these back flips and these whatever the heck else. They go to the top rope, right? Well, that means they're not jumping. They're just going up. And they're diving. They're not diving for distance. They're diving, back flip, boom. Well, they're 130 pounds. Hope to God they could dive. But if they're in the ring, it goes back to what Jimmy taught me. You stay in that little circle right there. That's where that little circle is. You don't have to go out. You stay in that little circle. If you can throw a perfect drop kick, and I'm going to mention people that I respect, especially with their drop kicks. Paul Roma has an amazing drop kick. Okay. Him and Jumping Jim Renzel's are my favorite to watch. Okay? These guys that are doing these backflips, why can't they do a drop kick like that?
Yeah.
You know? Like, I get going from the top rope and doing a really cool move and whatever else, and that's neat, but if you're watching that and I'm watching that, and that registers in our head briefly, it's not meaningful.
Yes, I agree.
You know, why is it that any Bret Hart match I watch, I'm thrilled to watch? He made everyone better. The best Rowdy Piper match was Intercontinental Championship, Rowdy Piper versus Bret Hart.
Yes, I totally
WrestleMania
agree.
8.
Did a great job. Any of the British Bulldogs, that strong style that England has, Japan. You know, that's the thing. That's the issue. It's today, say the WWE product, and I'm more focusing on them because that's their goal, is to be superheroes. They're not called wrestlers, they're called superstars. I mean, is it my hopes to get signed with WWE? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. That's not bad. But the style that I enjoy and that I will always enjoy, if I was to choose a promotion to be with, I'd want to be with NWA. I love NWA now. And then, Billy Corgan's a genius. I went to go see the Crockett Cup this year.
That was in Philly, right?
Hell yeah.
That's when Natalia fought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
And I got to meet her. It was the coolest thing. And the funny thing was, I was there and I sat down. I was just talking to this guy, and it's TJ. I was talking to him the whole time. I didn't really realize because we were more watching the monitor, and we were talking about the different tag teams out there. And I was like, "Oh my God, you're TJ." He's like, "Yeah, nice guy," but I liked how he was expressing critiques. Like, I had asked him something about, similar conversation we're having right now. Like, I wish people focused on one move at a time and perfected it. You know, like a basic drop kick would look nice, but they don't do them. And they're like, well, we're going to try and do this, this, and this, and they're trying to be the next this. And Undertaker was still a student of the game, and that's what made him great. He was a big guy that could move decent, but he kept learning, and that's how he evolved, and that's how he was able to last so long.
You gotta adapt with times, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, there were certain moves he would throw back in there like what. So he looked up to a wrestler called the Spoiler. Watched some of his matches. That's where that walking on the rope thing.
I think I seen a clip of that. It wasn't. I thought it was him, and then I saw somebody else. I'm like, oh, that's not Mark.
Yeah, Spoiler did that, and my friend Broadway Joe, he went against a guy named Buzz Sawyer. Buzz Sawyer took Undertaker's money to train.
I heard this story.
And he didn't train him at all. But Sawyer was a bad dude, man. Sawyer was strong, shooter, and I'm pretty decent friends with Bob Backlund. And Backlund, I heard this story about Backlund. Backlund put him in a sleeper, like in a shoot tryout move. Had him fall asleep.
Damn.
Yeah. And somebody else who's a really good wrestler. One of my top 5 favorite tag teams is the Killer Bees, okay. And B. Brian Blair. That dude was an ultimate badass. Okay, I remember he told me a story, and he's mentioned it publicly. He told me a story because I was at the time dealing with Matt Bourne. Matt Bourne had he had some words with me, and he was like, I'm gonna kick your whatever. I'm like, all right, dude, I'm just chill out. I just disagree with you on something. So I mentioned this to Brian once, and he's like, well, you tell Matt Bourne hi for me, and tell him, and you'll see what happens. So I said that, and Matt Bourne's like, okay, all right, cool. You know Brian's fine. Turns out, Brian, as nice as he is, he's a shooter, man, and you don't want to mess with Brian Blair. Nice man, but from what he had expressed, he's expressed on interviews before, he took care of Matt once when Matt got out of line. So it goes back to that old garb where they knew how to shoot fight. And there's a video. Gary got me booked on this show, and I think he like purposely booked me on the worst shows ever. But it's on Grimm's Toys. I don't know what's his he's famous. He's a YouTube guy, Grimm's Toys, or whatever his name is. Well, there's a YouTube video where it's a legit shoot fight. Like one of the guys in the match went AWOL, and we're literally bashing him with. Gary hits him with a chair, and I try and get the guy out of there, and he was on drugs or whatever, so it didn't register. So I turn around like, all right, buddy, let's just get going. And I turn around, and he does this to my temple. So I mule kick him as hard as I can, and the weird thing is he's dressed up as Inspector Gadget.
Oh, my Lord.
And then he's trying to fight us. For some reason, he wants to put his hat back on. I'm like, that's going to make you a worse fighter. So he tries to punch me. And Angel Orsini, who is the ECW original, she thought it was part of them. I'm like, no, it's real. She's like, that's it, I'll deal with him. And then she grabs a chain. And I'm like, what are you going to do with that? Cops came.
Oh, wow.
It was real. And then the promoter, who shall remain nameless, didn't pay the talent. And one of the talent, and this whole video is on Grimm's YouTube, one of the talent laid right in back of the car that he was in. So he couldn't leave. And the cop's like, okay, this is now an investigation. Sir, you got to get up. We're going to have to arrest you for whatever the heck it was. And yeah, man, it's all been part of the whole journey. Like, there's been matches where real fights have happened. You know, I was in a match 6 months ago, and this dude kicked me in the nuts.
Was it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez.
And I just threw him, and it was outside the ring, and messed him up. Threw him back in the ring. I said, we're going home, bro. He's like, he was pissed because he wanted to get his stuff in. Well, here's the thing. A wrestling match isn't about that. It's about entertaining the crowd, telling a story, getting out of there safe, protecting your opponent. So when it turns into a shoot, you shoot. And I have no issue shooting. Shoot means it turns real.
Yeah, we know the whole rivalry with Brett and Sean.
Yeah.
The screw job.
Yeah, everybody knows that one.
And everyone keeps thinking.
And if you don't, he'll tell you. He will voluntarily tell you.
I don't know why anybody think that's a word, because there's no way, especially the way he reacted. That's. I was pissed,
bro. If you ever see him
as a fan,
if you ever see him, don't mention it to him, please.
Oh no.
So Brett.
Yeah, he does not. It's just a whole, and I feel bad for him too, because Brett, I like him because he is my favorite wrestler, but I also enjoy his passion for it.
Yes.
You know, people would make fun of him and say, "Well, he didn't do it for the payday, and that affected us." It's like, no, but he did it because he gave the best matches. I mean,
he never had the same type of match.
No.
He wrestled different.
He adapted each one.
Yes.
Another great match was him versus Bam Bam, and Bam Bam, he was
King in the ring.
Very underrated.
Dude, he wrestled 4 times that night.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something about Bundy. I keep learning more things about Bundy. Bundy was a high school pro wrestling champion. I'm sorry, wrestling champion. High school wrestling champion. He had amazing agility.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit of it when he would wrestle. I'm like, that guy's way too big to be moving as fast as he does.
He wrestled 5 times in one night. For someone, you have to understand, like, if you wrestle like a 10-minute match, that's like you could be training for like running and long distance and stuff like that. It's not the same cardio.
No.
Plus, you're different. You're using different muscles, and so for him to wrestle 4 times in one day. So, but no, and this whole thing, it's been a weird journey because Mitchell College really helped me with a lot of things. But in a way, there is a sadness to Mitchell too that I'm open to talk about, but it's bittersweet there for me. I'm proud to be a graduate of there, but I'm also not proud of certain things that they chose to do. And several years ago, they did something that I'm very much against. And they laid off 7 professors. And I don't care about if I get backlash from this. They know what they did. But they fired or laid off 7 professors, but they all had tenure. They all had PhDs. And they were all a minority. 2 of them, one of them I had. And I did have another one, but it was only for a partial semester. But Quayla McHugh and Dr. McHugh were great professors. And they fire them? That wasn't right. So I did something that I guess I'm regretting to this day.
I guess Mitchell's hearing this because that's what they're trying to avoid.
So I did something that I'm not even regretting to this day. I'm glad I did it. I think at the time I regretted it, but I sent a press release out to the local newspaper. If you could look it up. 7 Mitchell College professors fired, laid off. They never gave a reason. They said they gave like a Mickey Mouse version of that, saying, "Oh, we lost." It doesn't matter. They had tenure. They were there. It doesn't make you guys look good. So as a result, the weird thing is let me see. I'm trying to count it. 2014, I did my world record at Ocean Beach Park for the Terry Broder Breast Cancer Foundation. So I got a message from Mitchell College Security. 2015. Not allowed to be on the property anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever spoken about it publicly on a news source. And I'm doing this because in life, you have to sometimes stand for your morals. Okay? I had an opportunity 2 weeks ago to work for a pro wrestling promotion if I was to do something that were against my morals. And I said no. They wanted me to lie. And I said no. So, well, you're never going to work there again. That's fine. I can live with that. I can't live with lying. So, I guess what I've learned in this wrestling journey is you got to be true to yourself. You got to tell the truth. And your word is your bond. So, Mitchell College, yeah, I did graduate from there. I received an education there. I competed for their sports teams. Was the editor of their then newspaper, The Beacon. But what they've done to people that I care about, I can never forgive them. There was another individual that was a teacher there. His name was Ken Kuzmich. Ken Kuzmich taught me life. He taught me philosophy. He taught me spirituality. Everything. He was a kind man. Well, one time, his wife passed away. Now, the year prior, I had met him at the Eugene O'Neill Theater Center, which Mitchell College could have had a deal with them, but they screwed that. I said, hey, man, I see you're going to this seminar. And he was the moderator. It was him and Brian Dennehy from Cocoon. You know what I mean? So he's like, why don't you come? I said, yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll cover it for, I was writing for the resident newspaper at the time. It was owned by Alexis Ann. She, military veteran. First female major ranked in Montana, actually. So interesting information. Independent person. So I said, I'll cover it for the resident newspaper. I said, cool. I did a beautiful article about him and what he's doing for the college. Putting the college over. Trying to give back. That man got so much flack from their then PR person, Renee Fournier. Who knows? Because you can. Because you can be a bully. When you abuse your power, it means you have no power. Unfortunately, he passed away a year later. And when I had his course, he would challenge me, man. I could never get a B. I was always getting like a C. I was always tanking. And he's like, try harder. Give me more. I see better. Try harder. 2,000 words straight up. Not good enough. Well, last day of class, we all meet at the, I think it was the Umbrella House or whatever. All right. Get your pens out or pencils out. Get ready for the test. I'm like, oh, God, it's going to be a nightmare. And I like religion. I love studying theology. So I was studying all night. And he said, when we leave this earth, whatever we put in this world, whatever energy we put, will always stay here, and we never die. And he said to me, and everyone else, not just me, class dismissed, you all get an A for the semester. He wanted to teach us to become better people. That was the lesson. It had nothing to do with getting an A or anything. He wanted to teach us how to become better, push ourselves more, be humble, be kind. So him and people like Mark Goldsmith, who him and Gil Maffeo created an amazing program, amazing communications program, only for Gil to get fired that year I graduated. He was an amazing person. So Mitchell was a great place. However, and I'm being honest about it, I wish they treated their people better and their graduates better. Especially one more person to mention, Johnny Ellis. Johnny Ellis went to Mitchell College. He played for the New York Yankees, bro. He's got a signature glove. But you never hear that he went to Mitchell College.
No.
You want to know why?
Why is that?
The then dean of students kicked him out for smoking. Not pot. Smoking. Abuse of power. You have somebody who's a talented human being who's on his way to the New York Yankees. Why don't you build him?
Yeah.
So, bittersweet, like I said. But ask me anything you want.
Well, just from hearing your story with Gary Wolfe and your teacher that pushed you, it seemed like they seen something in you. They pushed you, and you got it. Theology, and got it in the ring as well, too.
Trying.
So
We're always trying.
of course, that's all you can do.
We can only just try and just talk to people and be nice to people. Never abuse power. I don't know any more than you do. I'm still learning life. It's all about life, man. After this, I'm going to reach out to a couple people, like for instance, this lady right here. She's somebody who never gave up on me, but they treat her bad at times too. Jeannie Bassan is in a film that I'm directing, feature film. She's one of the most talented people I know. Original Glow Girl on all 4 seasons of Glow. She was in Jag. She was in all that. I'm in this book. I'm in this other book with Evan Ginsberg. He was an associate producer for The Wrestler. An amazing human being, too. He was an educator. He still teaches. These people are great people, and that's why they have books. They're not writing it as a vanity thing. They're talented because they drive and they push. You meet people all the time. You took a chance on me to let me be on the show.
Took a chance on us too.
Yeah, it's like you made a comment. You're like, well, you've never heard of me. Well, some people don't want me to be heard of. Okay, I don't have. I'm not saying I'm the most well-liked person, but all I can say is I'm trying my best to do the best I can.
That's all you can do, man.
Yeah. So,
keep putting the work in.
We all have to. That's it.
And then you being a local guy, we're going to push even harder for you to get where you want to be at.
Yeah, man. And the same thing. We build each other up. We have to start doing that more instead of breaking everyone. It's so I see it all the time when I worked in corporate. I would see these people that would just want to fire people just to get a high. You want to mess with someone's life? Bam Bam, when he was getting interviewed once, they mentioned him about the clique. And he would say he would see Sean and them want to get rid of this dude, get rid of this dude. Shane Douglas, he dealt with that when the clique kind of got rid of him. Yeah. That was hard, to see. But a lot of good things are happening on the horizon, You go through periods where they're negative, but you have to take the negative and turn it into a positive. Me and Gary are teaming up for other things, too. We want to preserve the history of tag teams. Him and I are the co-founders of the Tag Team Hall of Fame. We're going to be doing an induction in Florida shortly, September 6th. Him and I and other veterans, so I founded Veteran Pro Wrestling in 2014 with several people. One person, his name is Frank Church. Frank Church is a U.S. Army veteran, local, and Mike Foley, United States Marines. And we wanted to run shows here quality shows. And we did. We ran about 4 or 5. And then, again, my back wasn't good at the time, and I had to fold. So now we're relaunching it. And now it's bigger than ever. They're talking to people from NWA. They're talking to people from TNA and some former WWE people. And we're going to do shows down in Florida. We're working with various veterans because we want to involve veterans in the matches so we can utilize pro wrestling as a positive tool to build confidence, to let them be involved in performing arts. You know, it's an art, wrestling, man. It really is. And the right people that should be in wrestling are the ones that respect it and care about it. I think that's a better way of me answering that question, other than should they get weeded out like they did. The people that respect it and care about it, yes, absolutely. And if you work hard enough, you can be a good wrestler, absolutely. You know, the VPW brand that they're working on, they're working with kids with autism, which is a wonderful thing, you know. Working with local fire departments. Right now, there's a drought for fire departments, for people trying to find firefighters. The volunteers, you can't find them anymore. Even the paid, you can't find them. Like we said, I passed the New London Police Department, and they're looking for people. You can't find recruits.
It's everywhere now.
Yeah,
man.
it's everywhere.
Nobody want to work.
They do, but they're not getting paid enough.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's the issue.
It's really the cost of living, and it's like, you know, everyone's working so hard just to live, but there's always someone in power that wants to mess with them. It's not needed. It's not needed. We should be able to live and enjoy life more. So, working 6 days a week, getting yelled at by a boss every day, what type of life's that? Live your dreams, man. Just live your dreams. And don't let people get to you.
That's all right. Well, I see you got 2 titles over there. You want to talk about this New England title over here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll just keep it there. Nah, that's all right. I don't want to break the wall. So, this clunky thing I got when I first started, because they were like, well, he's big. That was the booking mindset back then. So they put me in some bizarre, I still don't even know how I won it. It was like a hardcore triple threat.
Another triple threat.
Mm-hmm. And I think I hit someone with a crutch or something, and just whatever they counted out. But I got this as I'm the last New England brass knuckles champion because the company folded. I guess it's bad PR for me. I shouldn't say it like that, but this is United States Wrestling Federation Championship, and we talked about the Freebirds. They were so influential because you had the Freebird rule. Gary won it, so I brought this. That was won about a year ago by him when he went against me. Well, it wasn't me, though. I was Rescue 911 me, but now I'm not. So, whatever. We broke kayfabe today. But so, Freebird rule, we're going to be probably defending those down in Florida for VPW, Veteran Pro Wrestling. And, yeah, his tag team partner at the time was Richie Rich. Richie Rich was a WWE guy. He several matches with him going against Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, and Tatanka back in the day. Gary trained with Tatanka, Chris Chavis, from the Monster Factory. So there's a lot of lineage that connects. His father, though, Richie Rich's father was Ricky Sexton, Ricky the Cyclone Sexton, and he used to tag with Bruno Sammartino. And they were tag team partners when Bruno would go to New England. Because remember, that was back in the territory days.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's good stuff, and we're going to defend those. The United States Wrestling Federation is going to have a show in September, I believe, and it's called Fall Fest. And maybe I'll defend it, maybe I won't. Maybe someone else will. But, technically I'm not supposed to be the one with this. But Gary's like, all right, just let him know I won it first. You can kind of bark because you're with the Pitbulls, and technically, but so
Freebird rules.
Yeah, Freebird rules. Yeah, I didn't win it. He won it against me, but technically I won it.
24/7.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they should not have fired R-Truth. I miss that guy.
Yeah, we all
said that.
Didn't he win like the 24/7 championship like the most?
Yeah, like 52, 53 times.
60. Yeah.
Genius.
Probably one of the most entertaining guys I've ever seen on TV.
Yeah. He had a hell of a drop kick, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did it. He
There
did
you
it to
go.
like that
Yeah.
moonsault backflip.
Yes,
whatever
he did.
Yeah, it was unique.
Yes, he
That's
did.
for sure.
Drop kick right there. He was actually in the movie The Wrestler with Evan Ginsberg. Evan, I'm going to plug your book again. There you go.
All right. Well, one final question, man.
Sure.
What is your dream match? What would you like to have? Would it be a tag match, a triple threat match, singles match? What was your
Why
dream
do
match?
that? I like triple threats. I don't hate them. I just like to do it with the right people. My dream match, I guess I have two answers for you for that one. My initial answer is going to be my dream match or my goal match would just to have the best match I can.
Okay, that's
I know
obtainable.
That's vague.
That's obtainable, though.
No, it's dumb. I'll give you something else though. My dream match. Who would I want to go against?
Yeah, who do you want to go against?
Living or dead?
Both.
Either or.
They can't be both.
Living legend.
From the past. Who you want to
Yes.
wrestle from the past?
Okay, thank you. That's better. Dead. Living and dead, both.
Triple threat.
I'm gonna talk to Kane about you. All right. Let me
I'm going to
think.
Knoxville, though.
That'd be Bret Hart.
Yes.
It just because I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm not that good. I'm good enough, but if you go with okay, your average basketball player and then Michael Jordan,
Oh yeah.
it's just totally
Yes.
Look, it's a total different level. So it's I'm not saying I'm bad. I'm not saying I'm good. I'm saying I'm okay. But if you against someone like Brett who can make you better than okay, that's the type of guy I would always want to go against. Someone like that, because oh man, there's so many things you can do. You don't have to do anything. He does. It's a great man. Yeah, I would love to go against Bret Hart. Man, Bret Hart would be great.
All right. What about
He would
modern day?
He would modern day. Let me think. That's a hard one, man. I got two answers for that one. Oh wait. You know what? I'd say TJ, Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd. I'll give you. Hold on. Tyson Kidd. I would say Sonny Kiss. Sonny can do anything. I've never seen anyone that good. Honest opinion, best independent wrestler right now, best wrestler right now, is Sonny Kiss.
Really?
Dead set. I'm not kidding. I've seen Sonny do amazing things. So it would be Sonny Kiss. You know what? Sonny Kiss and Tyson Kidd. Those two, I would love to have matches with those two. And the new back seats tags, so for the tag division, new back seats. Because they're really Johnny Cashmere is so good. It's ridiculous. Him and Trent Acid were amazing. So that their new tag team with the Graysons, oh my God, man! Man, those guys. That's a heck of a tag team. The Graysons and the new backseats.
Now, where do they wrestle at?
All around. They're with Juggalo Championship Wrestling. They're with New Jersey, obviously, and then it's that Jersey area, man. They have the best wrestlers there. You really do. New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Yeah. I think also for the tag team, I'd love to go against Public Enemy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
The closest I've gone against is probably my best match. Was the Rewind Society. Rewind Society reminds me of Public Enemy.
Yeah, the Jersey or
No, they're out of Florida.
okay.
Yeah, two great guys. Rewind Society is a great tag team. Again, very very similar to Public Enemy. You know, I mean, what's the one that Booker T was in?
Harlem Heat.
Yeah, them too. Yeah, because they could do anything.
Yeah.
You know, you could. I mean, Booker, man. Yeah, that would be a great one. I wish to God they could get back together, because them versus the Pitbulls, or oh man, the British Bulldogs. Ooh. I mean, the Killer Bees. I mean, Jesus God. Now I'm going down the list. I should see now. No, I'll go back to that triple threat. All right, we're fine. Get stuck with everyone in the triple threat.
Hey, you getting your way you shine, so
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Those guys are the best, though, man. The people that I mentioned are just the best. Sonny Kiss, the new Bag Seats, Tyson Kidd. Natalia's great. I mean, I'm not gonna wrestle Natalia, but like Natalia's a great wrestler.
Yes.
I'm glad she's doing good things in NWA. Wrecking Ball Legursky's another good guy.
Yeah,
He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Wrecking Ball. Actually, that's one dude I'd love to go against. Wrecking Ball's a good dude. Wrecking Ball Legursky's a very good wrestler, and I'm trying to think of anyone local I'd like to go against. Again, it's the New Jersey people that I just... New Jersey, Florida, Pennsylvania, and those are the hot spots right now. Nothing against New England, but I can't really think of anyone I can want.
It's all good.
Except for Wrecking Ball, who's from Connecticut. Wrecking Ball's great. So, Blunt Force Trauma. They're in NWA. I love to go against those dudes.
I'm not familiar.
They won the NWA World Tag Team Championships about a couple months ago. Really good tag team.
All right.
Yeah,
I definitely have to check that out.
bro, look them up. They're amazing. Yeah. Blunt Force Trauma. They're good too.
All right, man. Well, that's about it.
I marked out there.
It's all good, man. It's all good. But you want to let the people know where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You can check me out there. You can check my IMDb out if you want. You'll see some projects we're working on. There is a comedy I'm directing called The Lollipop Gang, and it's about a bunch of wannabe criminals that sell counterfeit lollipops. I'm not kidding you.
I'll be watching this.
And,
I'll be looking for this.
And Jeannie is the lead in this. Jeannie Basson's in the lead. I'm so proud of her. And original Glow girl. She was in Playboy. She was in Jag. She was in Sister Act. You name it. And honestly, probably the best actress I've ever worked with. And I've directed about 40 films. And her and Olga Kurkalina, she played Mother Russia in Kick-Ass 2. Two of the best actors I've ever worked with. And Olga couldn't even understand anything I was saying. She's from like Uzbekistan or something. So I'm just like, I need you to do this, this, and this. And I said, could do it. Talk to somebody from America. I need you to do this, this, and this. What? So shout out to them. And Yakuza TV. I just got signed with Yakuza TV. And a lot of my stuff's on there, including Silent Times, Nemhoff News, which I run. And I'd love to have you guys on Nemhoff News. That'd be great.
I'm down for anything, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That'd be nice. So that's about it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being on the show.
Definitely.
You want to cut a quick promo? Can you do one? There you go.
Ooh.
Hey, this is Pitbull number 3 from the Pitbulls, and you're seeing my good friends here, Cain and Abel, and check it out, guys. Wait.
Hey, that works.
I'll do a better one afterwards. You put me on the spot, man.
It's all good.
But I enjoy being on this show.
Appreciate it. Well, hey, we want to let people know about the Golden Owl in New London, Connecticut.
Yeah, we want to thank the Golden Owl for providing the venue for this podcast. They got some specials going on this week. June 7th, they have first Saturday. They got a blackout poetry, pop-up karaoke, Chalk the Wall, and Sanctuary Saturday. June 8th, it's on a Sunday. It's going to be open mic from 2 to 4. It's all free. And then June 14th, there'll be a backpack or backage, teen writing from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Ages 11 to 14. June 14th again. That should be on a Friday, I believe.
Yes, it's a Friday. And June 21st, open mic night down there?
And then June 21st is going to be an open mic night over here again.
Yep.
I like this place. Beautiful art. Really
Yes.
is.
Yeah, real nice.
Yes. Thank you guys again for providing the venue for the podcast, and hope to do something else again with you guys soon.
Yes, come on down our city, bright, safe, New London, Connecticut.
Come down to Golden Street. We got the Golden Owl,
New London strong, man. New London strong.
even though he's a Fitch Falcon.
They don't know this.
Well, all right. Well, I'm Notorious on I Am Dom. I'm here with I'm here with Dominican Dream Bobby Platino. I'm here with Pitbull number 3, and we will see you guys next time.